What up? What up? What up? We are live at Metal Labs again. You know what time it is. This is That Side Podcast. And of course, you know, it's your boy Prince Lamar. I'm going to have everybody introduce themselves. We got new guests. We got new official guests who actually work in Metalworks. Like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? We keeping them coming. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to have them introduce themselves right now.
They do.
To my left, we got...
Who that is?
My name is Maya Carter. I am the intake coordinator here at Metalworks.
She part of the Carters, y'all.
Oh, my goodness. Here you go.
My name is Shantae. I am an executive assistant to Dr. Ron Garrett, and I also do reentry navigation.
Yeah,
okay.
Shout out to Dr. G.
Talk your talk. Yeah.
So
y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Miguel. Everybody know me as Versus Visuals. Let's get into it.
Yeah, all right. So today's topic, we talking about relationships. All right. And we wanted to like touch base on this because we see how significant it is when you have a relationship, no matter what it is, right? Boyfriend, girlfriend, business relationship, whatever it is.
Friendship, all that.
Friendship.
All the ships.
Right, exactly. So, and we want to just touch bases on how these things could be detrimental to your life and your mental processes in life, whatever the case may be. So we're going to start out with this specific topic right here, and it's simple. It's communication, right?
Okay.
All right. Now, with communicating, okay? Are we all good at it on a scale of 1 to 10?
It depends
Right.
on what we communicating about.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, it is pretty difficult sometimes to communicate because, you know, I can't speak for everybody, but me as a person, I be in my head. Mm-hmm. So, like, I may want to say something to you, or I may want to approach you, or I may want to address something, but I may not know how to approach the situation. Okay. So it may take me a second to communicate, or I may shut down and not communicate it at all. But then you know what happens?
What?
You do something wrong, and I blow up, and I just said it all, and it's probably from weeks ago, and it's now I'm the bad person. But right. So communicating is not easy. It's definitely
so on
hard.
a scale of 1 to 10, based off of your scenario right now, how do you feel? Like
my communication level?
Yeah.
I think I'm probably at like.
Be honest.
I'm gonna put me at a half mark. Out of 1 out of 10, I'm gonna say a 5 because.
5. Okay.
In different situations. Mm-hmm. So what I mean, I am the worst communicator when it comes to family and friends. I do not know how to check up on people and do that X, Y, Z. So
okay.
That's one. Then in a relationship, I don't know how to communicate the right way with not being too aggressive or approaching it in a way where it's aggressive or come to a point where I'm talking to them and not at them.
Yeah.
So
gotcha.
Because it's that male testosterone and the pride, and it's like I'm working on that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm working on it.
Working on it. So yeah. So that's why I say half and half, because I know my communication it lacks in areas when it is with family and friends, and it's jacked up with a significant other, because every significant other that you may come across or that you may have is going to be different. You may have one that's you know you're not afraid to talk to. Right. You're not.
Yeah.
You can say it any kind of way and they're not going to take it offense. So you're not stepping on eggshells.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I said half, because I'm half good and I'm half bad at it. So I'm in the middle.
Okay.
All right, bet. So we got some professionals in here, right? And I'm about to speak on this specific thing in communicating to where I know we all experience this, right? So I just wrote it down. It says, how significant is knowing the difference between an argument and an actual conversation?
Ooh, it's very significant.
Right. So we all know we got them people out there.
That was
so
spicy. That was a spicy one.
We got people out here who really don't know, and y'all can go that, you know, that professional route of learning, you know, like that person's behavior, or like what if that's a trigger, I don't know, right? That's why we got y'all here, right? So we know that there are those people out there who, when you converse, and we could be talking like this, like, yeah, you know, let's say you talking to your girl, what's up, baby, and you know what I'm saying, I'm having this issue and such and such. You got this tone, and they take it as if you're like arguing with them, but it's like you're speaking you know, like you're speaking
Right.
on how you feel, but they just receiving it as if you're, you know, you're arguing. Or,
Yeah.
And it's not a conversation.
It's because some of the words
think-
that you're
Right.
using as a trigger.
They're triggering words, and then also how was communication in their past and in their upbringing.
Right.
When I bring something to you as a parent, am I coming to you as an argumentative way, or am I coming to you because I'm trying to help you with the situation?
Exactly.
Right.
So if you don't have that basis, then anytime someone tries to confront you with something, you're going to take it as a threat or an attack. And it's definitely something that you have to learn. I'm still learning that every conversation is not an attack at what I've done wrong or what I'm doing, but sometimes it's because I'm trying to help you and criticize you and get you to understand things from a different mindset than what you might understand it from.
Right. Yeah.
And I can feel you on that. Coming from a professional sense, like it's easy for us as like therapists and being in a professional field to identify somebody's triggers or how they like to say like red flags. But on a personal level, when it comes from like parents, friends, you don't know until you have that conversation with them. But even still, you may say something that like causes a difference in them, and you don't know how to react to it. But even with parents, I will say like kind of touching on what you said, Shantae, about just not knowing how to, or saying something that can. Why y'all?
I'm laughing at him.
Why y'all laughing?
He laughed at me with my lollipop.
He got this lollipop. I told him not to do it.
With my lollipop.
I feel like as parents, and maybe I can't speak on it too much because I'm not a parent myself, but parents have their own way, like how they grew up. They follow off of their parents.
Absolutely.
And they teach it to their children, or they go about it as far as communication styles with their children. But things are always changing. So it's like you can't go like that sometimes because your children, you don't know how they're going to react to it, or it just can lead to an argument. And then it's like, now you feel like your child is being disobedient, stuff like that. So
yeah.
I grew up with like older parents. My adopted parents, they were like, well, now like they're in their 70s. So with them, it was my way or the highway kind of thing. And so my mom, she didn't really have the best way of communicating, and it came from her past trauma that she never dealt with. So it comes to a point where you say enough is enough, and you break off those generational curses, and you want to do things differently. I was fortunate and blessed enough to have 5 girls, so I learned from them on how to communicate based off of how I was talked to, or how I would come in the room and thinking I'm looking just the best before we head out, and my mom was like, "Where you think you going wearing that?" Or you know, different ways to try to communicate, like even down to, you know, as a girl's deodorant, even down to you need to put deodorant on. There's a way that you can say it. You don't have to like.
You don't have to say it.
You don't have to be nasty.
like snapping. Like
you can say like, "Hey, you might want to." So I had to even learn that with my oldest, because I used to be like, "Girl, like you need to get in them things jumping." But now I'm learning, you know, baby, I think, you know, it's time for you to go get in the shower. You know, you just learn based off of like their reaction and their faces. I can see it in my child's face when I react a certain way. So I've learned just accountability and holding myself accountable for change, and knowing that they don't deserve to be talked to like that, and that they're not going to learn. They're not going to learn healthy communication skills unless I'm the one that's taking the, teaching them. And it's holding myself accountable. As parents, we don't get it right. So when I'm wrong, I come to my children and say, "Hey, I could have said that to you differently," and that's teaching them, one, to hold themselves accountable, and how to apologize later on after something happens, and it just teaches better communication skills.
Wait, so
Hold
you
on real quick.
saying,
Before you
wait,
we gotta give her a round.
hold on, wait, yeah. She said, correct me if I'm wrong. You said that you go to your children and you would apologize to your.
Absolutely.
You feel
You're
me?
not getting that from a lot
Go
of
ahead,
parents.
listen. She
It's
is breaking the
accountability.
generational curses, okay? Because I don't
wanted
remember an apology I ever got from a family
No.
member.
What?
A
I remember
parent.
being in the room like this.
What? I be in my room like, I didn't even do that.
No, running away.
You like what? I know I'm not tripping.
Man, why she keep talking to me like that, man?
No,
The
for
whole
real.
time, it's people out there. See. Yeah,
not for real.
It's accountability.
Hey, before you move on, Prince,
Uh-huh.
Maya had said something that I wanted to ask.
Okay.
And both of you guys, you kind of gave a little bit of both. Maya, you gave the professional version. I want to hear your actual real answer with the fact of you knowing the difference between the two, and how do you know when it's an argument or if it's a
When it's a
conversation.
conversation. From a professional standpoint, like I said, we are able to just identify triggers. And
No, you didn't give us the professional. I want to hear the personal.
Personal.
Yes, we wants to hear the personal.
So, I mean, it kind of piggybacking off of what Prince said as well. Like, we can go into having a conversation with somebody, normal conversation, just like this, not talking, in a authoritative way, nothing like that. Just like you talking to one of your friends, and you could say something, let's say, like, a trigger for somebody could be you commenting on the way they dress, or saying something like, oh, girl, boy,
So is
shut
there
up.
a trigger for you?
Me?
Yeah. This we getting personal. We getting personal.
I think everyone has a trigger.
Yeah,
I know we
like I don't
I
like
know.
when you can't call me dumb or stupid because I'm insecure about my intellectual mindset. So like it really bothers me. So if we're talking and you be like, yo, you acting dumb, like I'm like, whoa, I'm gonna get offended. And you may not even say it like how I'm hearing it. You feel what I'm saying?
I would say when somebody kind of reflecting on actually a situation, not recently, but calling me like not necessarily boring, but saying it in a way that makes me like, are you trying to call me boring because I'm not very outgoing in the way you want me to be? And I confronted him on that, and he apologized for it because he felt like he didn't feel like it was coming off like that. But I was like, yeah,
It's because you're more chillax.
yeah, and he didn't understand that. Like, I have outgoing ways, but overall, I'm a very nonchalant, quiet, reserved type of person.
So that means you guys have two different love languages.
Yes.
That's all it is. Two different love languages. Yours is laid back, chill, relax, and his is probably, hey, what up, y'all? What's poppin',
But
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, woo woo. And Bobby like, hey, how you doing? My name is Maya. And he like, hey, what's good, bro? My name Greg. Like, it's a difference, and there's nothing wrong with that. Once y'all find that balance, then sometimes there isn't one. Sometimes you just gotta be like, me and you are like two. But the thing about it is, believe it or not, and I think everyone here can contest to that. It's actually better in any relationship, friendship, relationship, familyship, that you are connected with a person that's the opposite. Because if you come across somebody that is
similar
chill like you, it's gonna be too chill. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have somebody that can spark.
Yeah,
You gotta have that. You know what I'm saying? That somebody's gonna spark you up. And get you going. Like, and then it's gonna work out because now he understands. Okay, bet she's chill. Bet I know how to get her there. I need to be on joke time, make her laugh. I'm gonna pull a prank on her today because it's gonna work because she's so gullible. Because most people that are laid back, they're kind of green to certain things. So you can kind of do, certain things you can do that kind of like spice it up where it's comfortable for them. And now me hearing what you're saying, you don't have the same type of triggers that I'm used to hearing. Like, it seems like you talk to your person. And, I think the people that, like, you can talk without talking at. It's
like
different.
it didn't lead to an argument. But
it's like, it's levels to it, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I can't speak for Prince, but you know what I'm saying. I've been talked at in some relationship, but it's because where the people that I've talked to, where they're from,
right.
And that's like she said, it comes from how they was raised. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ever meet your person's mom,
oh my gosh,
and she rah too,
I was like,
9 times out of 10,
No, for real.
you got that from your mom, bro.
That's real.
So. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
So do you have a particular trigger that will cause you to not pick between the two?
I stand on principles.
Okay.
I'm a bull. Not big on signs, but to an extent, they kind of, I'm a Taurus.
You go head first into this.
I try not to. There is no in between, so I'm learning how to have an in between and how to just step myself back. And so what I've created for myself is it's like this thing on my phone. It says Lord. And it says what happened. They got me all the way chopped. This is the reason. This is how they got me chopped. And it's like, well, what could I have done differently?
What's chop?
chopped is you got me screwed. You got me
Okay,
all the
okay,
way
okay,
to the
okay.
left. This is not it. This is not how you gonna talk to me. You're disrespectful.
Hey, y'all, she
Gotcha.
told me that she was from Virginia. I don't think she's from Virginia,
I
because
grew
that's
up-
a
I grew up
DC
everywhere.
term. You got me chopped. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. That ain't no Virginia statement.
I told you I was grew up, both. But no, it's just principles. There's certain words that a person can say to me that will be like, you didn't have to say that, and it ponders in my mind. And so I'm learning not to react off of that trigger, because at the end of the day, I had to remain professional because of where I'm at. And oftentimes, a lot of things have happened in the workspace. So there was a situation where I have ADHD, so sometimes things just blurt out, and if it's on my mind, it's coming out, and I apologize. Look, I try. And the person made a comment to me that said to me, "That's a bad trait. Cutting me off is a bad trait." And I'm like, trait? That's not even a trait. That's just something that I can't really kind of control, and it really hurt my feelings, and it kind of like made me feel some type of way. And it lasted for a couple of days, and I just had to write it out and just talk to myself and talk to God about it. And I was going to confront the individual, but I haven't had the time to confront the individual.
Do you believe it's a bad trait?
I believe that it is a bad trait, but it's not that it's a trait. It's a part of my diagnosis. It's part of having ADHD. It's impulse, and not having that control. So it's something. That I have to
Cutting
learn.
off like in the midst of someone talking.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like cut off like I'm done with that person.
No. In the midst of like talking, like you're coming to me and asking me something, and before you finish your sentence, I pretty much already completed your sentence before you finished it. So I'm already ready to give you my response. But the fact that I didn't have the information that I needed, I'm thinking, okay, I have a set schedule. I know it's about to come. You're coming to me and asking me to do something different. And I'm like, hold on, I have such and such to do at such and such time. Oh, don't cut me off. That's a bad trait. And it's like, that wasn't really a trait. That was just my impulse, and I'm trying to get an information out to you. First, one, you didn't confront me at the right time. There's a time and place to handle things.
100%.
If I'm running around, that's not the best time to sit there and confront me and ask me to do a task or something. Come find me in the office and let's sit down and talk about it.
So did that trickle down to the relationship side rather than
With
your personal?
relationships, my triggers are, I shouldn't have to ask you to do something more than a couple times. And if I have to ask you to do it more than a couple times, I'm going to do it myself.
Okay.
I feel like we should know our roles, and we should know our expectations before we even get into something. So for me to have to now come back and say, hey, we talked about this, it's still happening, that's a trigger for me. Hiding things is a trigger for me. I shouldn't have to find something later on. Just come to me and say, hey. And it's like little things. You open up a new bank account. If we're in a relationship, that's something that you should be able to share with your significant other. It shouldn't be something that's hidden.
You want to know everything.
I want to know. Okay, don't have me searching for
it's
nothing.
with those triggers, did that negate some of your highs and lows of identifying if it's an argument or if it's a conversation?
I
Sometimes.
typically try to go into everything as a conversation and not an argument. It ends up turning into an argument because the person's not able to receive what's being given to them, and they're taking it as they're getting defensive. They're thinking that I'm coming to them and I'm trying to belittle them when I'm just trying to talk about things. So it also depends on the other person, again, how they're receiving it, because I can have all the great intentions of how I'm coming to you and addressing something, but because you're not used to my style of how I communicate and I'm not used to your style of how you communicate and receive, then there's going to be that disconnect.
That's real.
I think y'all hit that on the nose for that one.
No, that's real. That's real.
Now, these hands used to be very, you had to learn. But again, it comes from how you're raised.
Hold up, what you mean them hands? What you talking about? Wop, wop, boo, boo, bow?
It used to get
Oh,
there. It used to get there.
watch out now.
It used to get there, but when you're raised up in an environment where you see when you see your parents fighting, and then you get into a relationship where a person does that as well, and you're trying to figure out, like, you don't know, what do I do? You know, this person's bigger than me. And then, like, the love, when you're trying to search for love and stuff like that, it's difficult. I remember being in a domestic relationship, and I didn't even call the cops. The person underneath called the cops. And I still lied and was like, no, everything's fine. Everything's okay. And I just had to learn how to defend myself. And I think that trickled into relationships coming after that. It became unhealthy, and it became like, okay, well, if that's how you communicate when you're upset, then why can't I communicate like that when I'm upset? And that's all I'm seeing. That you throw some stuff, or you hit walls, or you scream, then why can't I do that? But it's not healthy, and so you have to
Right.
learn those healthy styles of communication.
Right.
Yeah.
Basically, two wrongs don't
Don't
make
make
a
it
right.
right. Mm-mm.
That's
Learning
what it
how to
is.
walk away. That's another thing too. Even when you walk away, I'll walk away. I'll lock myself into a room. But of course, when you're in those unhealthy relationships and they don't know how to handle
See?
things,
Like, give you a moment.
and they're not going to do that, and then of course things are going to explode.
Right. And that's funny you say that, because our next topic is sacrificing. Right. How does an individual sacrifice? At what moment should they sacrifice? And is it actually beneficial? Right. So based off of your scenario that you just gave, right, it sounded like you were the person who was willing to sacrifice for the healthy outcome of things, like you going and separating yourself and putting yourself in this room to where you can like reflect and go back to what like what y'all want to get back to, which is the love and the care about the situation. Do you feel like sacrificing for what you chose, right? Do you feel like you sacrificing what you chose to do, was that beneficial for you, or was that beneficial for you guys, like, relationship?
To be honest, I don't think that it was beneficial at all. I think that it was, when you're hurting and when you're trying to find anything to fill those voids of like loneliness and emptiness, you're gonna go and find it in some of the some places that are just not good for you. And sometimes it takes being in it, because we have lust and we have our flesh. It takes time to be in it for you, and then like for something bad to happen for you to finally sit back and be like, I deserve better. I deserve more than this. And that's where you just have to break yourself off. That's the sacrifice, and it's kind of hard doing that.
Okay.
Because of course we always want that love, and then that other person kind of makes it difficult as well, because we've trauma bonded.
Right, for sure.
And that's
For
a
sure.
real thing, and that's hard to break free of. And then once you put sex into the middle of it, that's a whole nother ball game that you're playing with.
Exactly.
Do you feel like you? Cause I think I'm getting what Prince is saying. I think in certain relationships you have to sacrifice pieces of yourself that you didn't know or currently that you weren't aware of. Like for instance, I recall some years ago Prince had approached me about how I talk to people, and I had said I came to him and I came to him the wrong way, but he was the first person to actually speak on it. Like, hey man, like who are you talking to? Like, he wasn't afraid. Most people would be, but he actually sat me down. I was like, bro, you can't. You gotta like relax. You gotta think before you react. You gotta da 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 da. And I think a lot of relationships, because of trauma. So if you've been through something with that person, or you was with that person for so long, or you with that person for so long, you trauma bonding. That stuff don't leave you. So
Not at all.
Yeah.
are you going to sacrifice those things, and are you expecting that person to sacrifice things of themselves that they don't even know that they're doing? Because I think most back in the day, women used to get the guy that's like the problem, like he a bad boy.
Oh my gosh,
Because
yeah.
they wanted to fix him. They like, oh, I could,
Right.
because they see the women always use the word start with a P. Potential.
Okay.
They see the potential in that person, so they
Right.
want to
Help them.
So helping them is getting them to realize the things that they're doing wrong, and they have to sacrifice a part of themselves that they've been for so long. So if you got a temper and that's been a part of you all your life, that's something that you got to sacrifice if you actually want to keep that person. So if you guys can kind of like
understand what you're
touch,
saying.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what you.
Yeah, that's basically what I was referring to. And
Like,
I
what are
asked,
you willing to deal with
Right.
to be with that person?
yeah, or I won't say deal with, no, because like for your situation, right? You know, you said DV, right? I wouldn't recommend nobody deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So for the sake of like the sacrificing, right? You were sacrificing, and you said it wasn't beneficial because I asked if it was beneficial. You were basically sacrificing. You took the time to go back and reflect on things. You took the time to do that, and it sounds like, right, and I don't know the details, but it sounds like you were the person who was hurt behind something, right? But you took the time to go and reflect. And my question to you was it beneficial? So yes, that definitely was what I was stating as far as sacrificing. And for that situation, you basically answered and said it wasn't beneficial because you would prefer, right? Just like anybody else in here, I'm sure y'all can attest to this. You would prefer for that other person to, you know, like you said, go in a room or separate yourself and reflect on how that was a problem.
Yeah.
So they can learn from the mistake.
Yeah, so she definitely, you know what I'm saying, that's definitely what I meant as far as sacrificing. And you did answer that.
What about you, Prince?
Yeah.
You didn't ask us. We ain't heard.
I know, right?
What's up with you?
No, I do well at sitting back and reflecting on a lot of things. For me, man, I would say that it's beneficial, but I'm a person who overthinks, so I ask questions to get clarity like so many times, and it'll be so many questions. A lot of people can't take on so many questions.
Yeah, I love questions.
Yeah, it gets irritating. So for me, I like to find solutions. So I guess in a sense, I'm sacrificing myself and overextending myself to get an understanding.
Okay.
So for me, I think that it's beneficial. Have I benefited from it? I haven't benefited from it yet.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know, God willing, somebody send me, you know. But yeah, is it beneficial for me? I don't feel like it is. At times I do, because it's like I know where my heart is. It's like I know I genuinely like seek to find a solution. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm here,
solution won't be found if they're not willing to see
exactly. You get what I'm saying? So
but you know, yours is actually beneficial because you're doing the right part. They're not meeting you the other halfway.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if you're asking questions and you're trying to get clarity, you're trying to understand, that means you're looking for a way to make this work.
Absolutely.
So that means you're trying.
Right.
So
sure.
if they're being combative and they hit you with the,
you're not trying.
like
yeah.
How can I put it? Oh. You are doing the most,
right? Yeah.
And you just don't get me. And your question would be, okay, so what am I actually doing? Like,
right? Yeah.
Help me understand. They hit you with the, you know what you're doing. That's not helping me understand because one of my issues in relationships was I'm oblivious. So if I don't know. Like I'd be like, what I do? Because you know it's wrong.
Right.
I don't.
Not vocalize.
So if I don't know it's wrong, I'm probably going to keep doing it. So if you don't actually say what I did, how I'm going to stop? If I say something to you the wrong way or my tone or my approach or my actions, my body language or whatever it is, it's something that's triggering you. If you don't tell me, but you tell me when you ticked off and then you can't elaborate on the reason, on the why, there is never going to be a healthy fix. Right. It's going to be me still lost. Like, dang, why am I getting all this bad energy from you? Like, you tripping.
And I'll admit, that's a bad trait that
as
women
bad.
do have. Like,
come on now.
We don't tell y'all, but we expect y'all to already know.
Like, y'all want
to we really don't be knowing. Like, it be like small things. Like,
they want us to find the globe.
Something like just expect it. Like, you should know. Like,
bro,
you know what you're doing.
What's the saying? Women are from Venus, men are from Mars.
Yeah.
No,
it's
y'all want us to find the globe and figure out.
Just imagine we stay together and I don't know, I folded your clothes the wrong way for so long, and if you finally blow up about it, I'm like, I thought I was doing the right thing by folding these clothes. You know what I'm saying?
No, for real.
It's the smallest things. Like it can be, but I understand it. I guess it's the trauma. Like if you dealt with somebody that didn't know how to communicate, so now you have somebody that is a communicator, and you're like on the defense. So now you just switch roles. You're now being the person that you don't want to be with,
bro.
Can
Can I attest to that, bro? That's why I say I don't know if it's beneficial, because when I get in relationships, right, or whatever it is, I have people have to like face themselves, and I'm not even doing it intentionally. It's just like, okay, we want these things, right? We want a serious relationship no matter what it is, right? But when it's time to get serious, we not getting serious. So it's like, be for real. You know what I'm saying? You want us to be delusional, you know, like, do you want us to genuinely just be delusional? I'd rather somebody say, yeah, please be delusional with me because I can't take being serious. I'd rather that than someone to just be like
trying to fake it serious.
Yeah.
Fake it serious. Yeah, because it's
like,
like,
you know,
when
being serious means you have to actually put in the work. You actually got to do the opposite of what you don't want to happen. Right. Like, you know, your baby father or your ex or your ex-husband or whatever your past was did X, Y, and Z. So why are you doing the exact same things that you didn't like that they were doing?
And we and then we like to say we grown. So it's like, are we grown? Like, are we really doing
really
that?
like grown?
Like,
can I do what you're doing?
Come on now.
No. If the shoe was on the other foot, it would not fit.
Exactly. So look, we got some time to spend with ourselves. Like she said, we got to put ourselves in that room and reflect. You know what I'm saying? And really like digest and be honest with yourself. She just said that she actually apologized to her children. Like, that is, look,
that's a big thing.
That is huge.
I apologize to grown people too.
I mean, I ain't saying you know.
Not always, but I do.
Right.
You can own up and
I can own up to my
and not a lot of people.
But you know, it's because it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It doesn't feel good to have to say I was wrong. Who wants to be wrong and who wants to allow the other person to say, "Oh yeah, you was wrong"? It doesn't feel good.
That's not good.
It's
but
not.
you right. But you right. Because I don't have an issue with being wrong at all.
I might look at you funny, like, okay, check me.
Yeah, and even in here, it be like, I know Q. It be certain things like Q would say like, nah, bro, that ain't it, and I would have to sit back and be like, dang, you right, bro. Let me go ahead and, you know what I'm saying. And that's in a work environment. So you right. Like, I guess it takes the right person to actually dissect themselves, look in the mirror and be like, am I good with accountability? Ask yourself. Go in y'all bathroom right now.
Look in the mirror and really ask
and be like, am I accountable? Do I tell the truth? Like, really, like, talk to yourself because.
Could I have done that differently?
Yeah, I think a lot of, but you know, a lot of people be afraid of the truth because they're afraid of what the person may think. So they're creating a scenario and a lie they don't even know it because they're afraid. Like, you gotta let all that go. You gotta just be 100% you and let that person know what it is that it is and what it ain't. Like, like, I don't know what it is. I can't even explain it. Like, I've been in relationships, and to this day, I have not brung not one piece of trauma from my past. And I've been through some trauma stuff, like with different, you know, people I've dealt with, like crazy stuff. I can't go into my new with that because that person is not that person, and it's crazy. And I had to, and I know it's possible for people because when it's happening, you know when that radar is like clicking in your head, you like, hold up, wait a minute, and you have to check yourself.
Oh my goodness!
If you don't check yourself, you are going to destroy yourself.
Self-sabotage.
And all the time. Like, think about it. Your radar go off that in your mind that I'm gonna say you and Prince, right? You and Prince dealing with each other, and that radar of cheating is happening. It's like, nah, he doing something. You know, the first thing that happened is dinging, and he do something like how he puts his phone down. It's like a trigger for you.
Oh, this one. I'm gonna show y'all the move. Y'all ready?
Boom.
Don't do it.
So look,
why? Like,
so
why you
right. So
that
is that triggered you, right?
Why do you have a privacy screen on your phone?
You know what's gonna happen? Your body is gonna be itching to pick up that phone, and then you do it. But look. Then you do it, and then it's nothing. Do you tell them that you just did that?
I did.
I don't know.
But you know how hard that will be for you to tell them that you had to do it and it was nothing. And you know what he gonna say? Why you just ask me? Like,
so embarrassing.
It is. But
like,
now it's mad embarrassing. But now you were wrong, and now you went and it's crazy because when you don't this girl told me that she said I didn't find nothing, but I went further and found something. And the something was from like years ago, but it was never deleted.
You was talking to me?
No. It was just So like your body is sometimes women's intuition's radar sometimes be off.
It do.
Same thing like ours. Sometimes it be off. Like I used to. My only trigger that I have is I don't trust certain guys around my lady, like certain
There's
men.
nothing wrong with that.
Like because I
There's
had
nothing wrong with that
experience
at
with
all.
bros that
Right.
would do some weird
Right.
stuff. Like they'll
Right.
make up a lie or say something and make her turn away,
Right.
and it's like it's very difficult for them not to listen if that person be your boy and you talk highly of your mans and the whole
Right.
time your mans is behind your back
Yeah,
dogging
true.
you out. So
That's true.
that's my only trigger. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you got a trigger, you might as well just be upfront. Look, I got some insecurities. I'm working through them. I just need you to be completely transparent with me at all times. I'm not asking you to treat me like I'm your mom and tell me your every minute, every location. Like I just want to feel secure, and I just need a little help and an assistance. You say that up front, he gonna get it. He gonna understand what he can and what he cannot do. He knows now if you call that he got to do his best to try to answer. So just in case you call too many times, you don't be in your head thinking that he was somebody else. Like you need that extra security. But if you do not voice it because you're too embarrassed or you're too afraid, your
That's
relationship
really
is
good.
gonna burn
That's
already
good.
before it started.
But
And I
I'm
just-
What about
gonna say that I'm gonna
communication?
say this too though, right? That what he's saying is totally correct. But at the same time, it is not that person's job it is not that person's job solely to like fix
Absolutely.
Your insecurity.
Right.
I
You know what
agree.
I'm saying?
But that is a start
exactly.
to show that you need help.
It
You
show-
can't
right.
be acting like you good, like because this what this what
can't do
both
it.
parties
Right.
do, men and female.
Right.
They act like they not jealous.
Right.
They act like they're good. Hey, boy, I'm gonna go hang
Like,
out with the
I'm good.
boys. Okay, go ahead. In reality, she on all your boys'
Oh
pages
my
looking at the
God.
stories.
It also depends on how much you trust them. Because I don't do that with.
No, it's not every person, but if that was your trigger back in the
Right.
day,
Then,
that's gonna
yeah,
have
you
you
gonna,
like that. But if
like-
he shuts all that down and he makes you feel secure enough,
Right.
now at this point it's your job.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't like come on, bruh. Like I'm at work, you blowing me up. You hitting me
that's-
up, and you
that's
know I'm
extreme.
busy at work and just busy
Right.
at work, and that's it. That's when if it get like that, I gotta bounce because that's too much for me.
Right.
Like
Man.
no, what? I haven't even gave you a reason yet.
My
You see, I said yet because now
That's
you
the
making
trauma
me
she
want to
bringing
give
from
you
her
one,
last relationship.
Right.
and that's what women don't know about us men. If you continue to accuse us, at this point we like, well, you already think that I am, so forget
I
it.
might as
Oh
well.
well.
That is not the way y'all
No,
need to
I'm
be.
saying that's how they think in their head. They're like, I didn't really show so much effort. I didn't show that I'm not that guy, and you still making me feel like that guy. All right, bet.
I'm gonna just go do it.
I
Y'all just
can't
gonna
lie,
go
I
do it
did.
anyways.
I can't lie, I did it, y'all. I ain't
Like-
gonna lie,
That's
I was
not
one of
good.
them.
Hey.
That's not good.
It's not. Look,
Because it really bother you, like
can't lie.
especially time. You know how they say time is money. Time is time in a relationship. Like you can't get that back. Just like
But I
if
feel
you,
you. I feel
like
you.
you putting all this time
I
into
feel
you.
you.
Like I'm showing you, I'm proving myself. I'm doing stuff I ain't never
you
done with
still-
nobody else.
I was the same way. How
Like-
like you are as a guy. That's me as a. I was different. I was more so like they was trying to trap me. I was more like
right.
I had a whole past. I was a drug dealer. I was all that.
Okay, I told y'all she was a gangster. She didn't hear me when I said it. She a thug.
No,
Quite
for
on the
real.
low. But no, I understand that because that was the same way I was. You're gonna keep on accusing me. I might as well go ahead and do everything that you tell me I'm doing. But also, I'm the type I'm gonna just cut you off.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk away.
My block list. I can show you right now. My block list on my phone is crazy. It's over 100. It's long.
She got a list.
It's a list. I don't owe you any kind of explanation.
Right.
It
And
is
I'm
what
not
it is. We
trying to
tried.
explain myself.
In a lot of relationships, I've been, again, unhealed. I wasn't meant to be in those relationships.
Right.
I'm at the age now where I'm like, maybe am I now ready for a relationship? Am I now ready for commitment? I wasn't ready. And it caused a lot more suffering and a lot more pain that I had to experience and overcome and heal from than I would have had to had I just kept my eyes focused, listened to God and what he says about relationships and done it the right way. It would have avoided so much. Because the flags was there. They was throwing them flags out. Like, the ref wasn't playing. Red flag there, but what do you do when you're trying? Virginia's for lovers.
Yes.
And, yeah, we
The
just
Virginia women do you nice.
we try.
I got one question for the three of you guys, and it's a topic that Prince he'll give you y'all his topic. And start with Maya. Do you think, not all the time, but a lot of times that friends or family can corrupt your relationship by indulging in listening or getting advice. Because one thing that I heard from Q, he said you cannot get advice from a non-married couple
That's
or a
correct.
person that's not married
That's
because
And
you're
he's
not going to get the
married.
advice that you need.
That's correct.
All right.
He married.
So, with that being said, do you think that can affect a relationship that you're in, friend, significant other, and then your why, and then go down the line?
Absolutely. Especially when it come to like family, like you always gonna like somebody always gonna listen to their parents. Like they gonna get that knowledge from them as far as like how to go about relationships, things like that. So that's definitely gonna influence how they choose to move forward in a relationship, especially if they've already seen the interactions or they feel like, oh, I had somebody like that person before. I'm gonna give you the clues. I'm gonna give you the knowledge on how to move forward with them, but that may not always be right. Friends, yeah. Like you can't listen to your friends in a relationship.
They gonna have you out here
I'm
single.
gonna say yeah. They gonna definitely have you out
No,
here
they gonna have
single
you in the
for
street.
sure.
So you
Like,
had you give us an example of something that happened.
so
Oh,
yeah,
wowzers! She was there.
She like, oh, man. You're like, yeah, my friend, she told me go outside. I went outside, girl. My friend,
And I got lost.
So,
Got
I'm
blood.
thinking about a current situation for me right now.
Okay.
I'm choosing not to listen to my friends in this situation only because they've met the person twice, but they've never had like full blown conversations. Like they kind of met, not necessarily through me. I met them through them, but it was like they didn't know the person long term. But I'm choosing not to listen to them as far as how to go about the relationship because I know the person better than they do.
right.
Because if I choose to listen to them, where's that gonna get me?
Yeah, they're
Like
on the
I know
outside
the
looking in.
person, I know their actions, I know them very well. So I'm not gonna choose to listen to you and tell me to walk away from this person because you're seeing one side, but you're not seeing like everything. And it's not based off of really like I'm telling them things, but it's also like I'm just not going to like I'm gonna make my own opinion on it
Right, for
and
sure.
choose how to go about it as far as my actions towards them.
So before it goes to Prince, be careful with that because sometimes Prince said this when y'all was saying it. Your friends ain't wrong.
Sometimes
They
they're not.
always gonna,
No, and I believe
they
that.
gonna always see friends and family do see things that we are blind to see.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Some-
So
like
kind
I'm
of
definitely not.
so
green
kind of
when
like
it come to
take what they
situations
saying and
like
put it
that.
in your pocket. Don't
Right.
throw it away. Like keep it in your pocket so you can like go back to
Right.
it. Like, all right, so you can basically be on your P's and
Analyze.
Q's.
Right.
'cause if
No,
you don't,
I'm definitely like.
you don't
I'm
be green to
definitely
the
still
situation.
taking
They like,
it.
yo, he
Yeah.
definitely got a baby. I
Nah.
seen him, and you like, no, he
No.
don't. I know him.
Nah, I'm definitely
Are you
not
on
green
my
to the
page? Like,
situation.
Huh? Oh, I just
Corporate again.
I definitely don't move. Like I'm not green when it comes to relationships at all. Like,
been green
but
as
I
I'm
was.
just
Green.
not
I've been green
going
since
to.
pants.
I'm just not
Shoot.
going to let everybody else get in my ear
Yeah.
about how to move forward.
Exactly.
I'm gonna choose it myself.
Yeah.
Like, but as far as this situation, he's not in control of nothing. It's me.
Come on,
So,
Big dog.
yeah, big
So,
dog,
my
big
God.
dog,
Like
big Maya.
the communication.
tree, yeah.
That's me. Like he's
Okay.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right, Prince. Yeah, let me
Nah,
hear
that's
yours.
good.
What's about you?
What was
What
it?
you involving friends and family and allowing them to dictate or say anything about your relationship, friendship, family, etc. Like,
Nope.
do you think that, and your reason why?
No, Sirski. I don't agree. I feel like you shouldn't. Man, I'm kind of like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm on both sides of the
Yeah.
fences because it's like,
Yeah, bro, because I get advice from you, bro.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm on both sides. I think, like Maya said, we have to use our critical thinking skill to know, right? Because we like the middle. We like in the middle, right? We get that side, you know what I'm saying? Then we get the other side.
Yeah, you feel me?
You feel me? We on that side podcast. But anyway, yeah, so we get perspectives. I'm sorry. We get perspectives from both playing fields, right? So I'm on both sides of the fences because I'm in the middle of this, right? I can decipher what sounds best for me, and what sounds the worst. So I would say, to answer that question, no and yes. you like I'm just gonna like say we all should use our like discernment and what is actually valuable information and what is not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, like that girl, for an example, like that girl that's like, yeah, girl, F him, go out, put on your freakum dress. You know what I'm saying?
Like that's
Put
not
that.
advice.
That's not advice we taking. You know what I'm saying? Because that could put you in a situation where you might end up finding a dude that's way worse than the one you got. You know what I'm saying? Or the dude you got not even bad at all. It's just that you just felt like your friend had your best interest, and it's like,
And it's also
That ain't
about
it.
how you delivered it to your friend.
That too.
So if you delivered it in a certain way, you have technically made them feel a way about that person because of how you delivered it to them.
like
That's
your
true.
your
But then
perception is
sometimes-
projected.
Because at the
It
end of
can
the day,
come from-
their
Yeah.
actual best interest is you.
Right.
So when they hearing you, so when they hearing you and they're like, "Ma, why you sound like that?" Like, I don't like
Right.
the way he making you feel.
So basically, get that friend that
He
can
ain't
check
do what?
you.
Yeah,
That's what
like-
I'm saying. Get that friend that you know for sure. If you're wrong, they're gonna tell you you're wrong. Don't get that friend that just got your best interest all the time because your best interest ain't.
Nah.
It's
And
just not it.
I agree with
you don't
y'all.
need no
'cause
yes,
but
no
sometimes-
yes man.
Yeah.
No yes man,
Sometimes
no.
we have those friends that you tell them a situation and they're reflecting off of their previous
Yeah,
relationships
yeah.
with
Ooh.
somebody. So it's like
Boom.
the answers that they giving is like
And we not even talking about their relationship.
it's
He
like
like,
you
girl,
going
he gonna
off
take
of-
your car and drive to New
It's
Orleans.
like, no.
Like, nigga, that happened to you?
No.
I don't got a car. Catch the bus.
Right.
No, for real. But yeah, that's,
I'm laughing at him. His facial
Oh, yeah.
expressions.
but no, that's my answer to that question. Yeah, that's my answer to that question. What's your answer to that question?
Ooh, I would have to say, like, for myself, definitely not my sisters. One, because their relationship choices are, different. One of my sisters, she's, with the same sex. And then my other sister, she's, with a guy that has done things to her.
Right.
And it's just like, I
Yeah,
don't know if I'm really come to you about my, for advice.
right.
I've learned not to go to parents. I really don't have parents to go to for relationship advice, but when I did, you learn that no matter what you tell your parents about that person, and when y'all make up, your parents are still going to feel that same way towards
Right.
that
Absolutely.
person.
Right.
So some things are just like, it's better to just stay in that relationship or go to counsel, like a pastor or something like that. And then again, like even when I would go to my sisters and talk to them about certain things. They be like, you just need to go ahead and leave and do your thing. You know, you deserve this. And I'd be like, girl, but it was me. Like, I'm the one.
No, for real.
I came at him wrong.
Right.
Like, I should have, said that differently.
Right,
I just
right.
wanted to vent. And so I've learned when I'm going to someone to let them know if I want your advice or if I just want to vent.
Right, for sure.
Because I don't need you to tell me everything. 'Cause,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
and you got to be careful of, again, how you saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I keep going to Prince and I'm like, yeah, my wife did this, my wife did that, my
Yeah,
wife did
yeah,
that.
for sure.
Probably about the 10th, my wife did this. He not about to like her no more because he only has that type of
Right.
information.
Yeah.
So I also got to tell my bull. I can't just
Right.
say what she doing. I got to say what I did
Yeah.
too. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. They go, oh, dang, like he hit me. He pushed me down the step.
Right, but
What
you
did
ain't
you
telling
do?
What
right,
you do to
ain't telling
him?
Your actions in
I
the
don't know about what you
situation.
did.
Whole time he didn't even do none of that. She just freaking out. Like he just pushed her out the
Not
way to
giving
get
a
out the
full
door.
story.
Like it was nothing, none of that. Like
No,
whoa. Like you can't go to certain situations on 10. And I always tell people this. When you about to go into a conversation with anybody, breathe, take a minute, take a beat, go back into it, and then have a conversation. Because if you go in there on 10, they're going to receive all of that on 10.
Right.
So, yeah.
And learning that everything doesn't have to be addressed at that moment.
Yeah.
And you can say to the person, hey, I know we need to talk about this, but can we talk about it maybe like in an hour or tomorrow or
Yeah.
next week?
And
Me, no, I want to get it done right now. I don't want to think, I'm not about to keep having this replaying in my mind. Let's talk about it and get it done now. But other people are not. You
yeah.
know.
And then
Yeah.
the reason why I bring up that conversation, because friends also do manipulate.
Yes.
Yes.
I've
That's what they're
experienced
happy.
that. Like, it could be a girl that want your man.
Mm-hmm.
It could be,
Dang.
Girl.
and
Spicy.
she don't.
Yeah.
So she gonna give
She
you
is.
like, oh, leave
What's
'em.
what's this word?
crazy.
She's envious of what you got. So she may create a synopsis of something that
absolutely.
didn't even happen, but it's happening in her mind. So, but you gonna believe it because it sounds so good.
Right.
And then it's like, you just don't want that. You know what I'm saying? And it's vice versa. Like, you know, I've had guys lie on their manhood
Mm-hmm.
because they know how I am about me wanting to talking to somebody that somebody I know dealt with.
That happens a lot.
I don't want
Wait, what you mean?
like
go ahead. Oh,
Hey,
I was
hey,
with her.
hey, bro.
I hit that.
hey, you know what I'm saying? Show right there. Yeah, you like her? He's like, yeah, bro, I like her.
Oh, I know.
Nah, bro, you got chill, bro. She just like for the team. You know what I'm saying?
I know what
She
you
was
mean.
just over the house last night, and I didn't call myself up. You was at my house last night.
Right.
Where she was at, bro?
Right.
Like they really
what
do
you
that
mean. Yeah.
because
They do.
they want that first. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And
That's sad.
and,
That's,
and it's,
that's
it's
not
literally
pee.
on, it's literally on
Sorry.
both sides on how they doing it. So
Not
you
pee
gotta
at all.
be careful. It's not even just friends; it's family too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I seen mothers do it, I seen
Yeah.
sisters do it, I done
Yes.
seen brothers do
Mothers
it.
doing to their own daughters.
Like somebody, I can't remember. Somebody was telling me this about a mother was jealous of their daughter,
yeah.
And that's
and the daughter was
very
dating
common
somebody
now. Like,
Sad.
famous or something, and then she was jealous and she did some stuff towards her daughter. I'm like, what?
I grew up with a friend
But-
in middle school whose mother, her and her mom had like a very bad relationship because her mom kept making it seem like the daughter was sleeping with her man, and it was just a mess.
Yeah, man.
It was
So
a mess.
I guess that leads to the final topic
Yeah.
about relationships adding trauma into your day to day. Like, you got a different one? Which
No,
one you got?
That's actually
That's the one.
it.
Yeah,
that's
like
it.
how your relationships. You got to go into detail from friends to relationships to family ships. Like how it affects you on your day to day. Like people don't understand what it does to you at work or on a regular day. Like if I'm off, Pootie know it. They leave me alone. They like, man, I ain't even about to go in and rock him together. And then he tripping, cause like you don't know how to turn it off. Like it's something about relationships that really affect you, from family, significant other, brothership, friendship.
Mothership.
You just right before you walked into work, your girlfriend called you and y'all talking, and she's telling you something that she going on, and you like, dang, that's crazy, and then she just spaz you like, you act like you don't listen, you don't hear nothing I'm saying. You like, what? And then now your whole day is thrown off because like you worried about your friend, or
My
you like,
goodness.
dang, why she talking to me like that? Man, I'm about to cut her off. Like it's so crazy and so detrimental of how relationships really can turn your life upside down. So
Yeah.
I just want to hear your opinions on one. How'd you figure a way out of that? Meaning, when stuff like that does happen, how did you, right before you walked into your place of business, how you put on the the happy Maya smile? How you do it? How you turn on the go get it, happy go lucky Prince, and etc. Like, how do you go from experience something that is detrimental to your life? People don't understand how detrimental relationships is in your life. All of them. Relationships with your kids, relationship with your significant other, relationship with your best friend, and etc. Like, what does it do to you, and how do you move through it? How you navigate?
for me, because I've had moments like that, y'all would have never known because I do switch it off as soon as
Yeah,
I
she
come
good. She
into
a
the
pro.
office.
Yeah, she
But
she
I-
the
Bro, we don't know.
Every time I be like, yo, she be like, whole time
I've
she
had-
inside she.
I've
She
had
boiling in
days. I've had days where mentally I wasn't right coming in here, but because one, I didn't want to keep being asked like, "Oh, what's wrong?"
Oh,
So
yeah,
I
that'll
switch
do
it, and like y'all would have never known that I wasn't okay that day. It's just mainly like me. I always do that kind of. I'm like, y'all know I'm very quiet. I'm very reserved, so I don't like when people just keep bothering me with questions like, "Are you
Questions, yeah.
okay? What's wrong?" Like I might do that to other people, which is crazy, but I don't like it being done to me.
Right.
So which ones affects you the most? Which relationship, and why?
This current one.
So
that one.
a person, so a significant other relationship. Why?
Well, ex now, right now. But he's an ex. He's an ex now.
Okay.
But when we
It's-
were
yeah.
no, when we first broke up, coming into work the next day, like actually the first couple days, I wasn't like right mentally.
You wasn't here.
Right, yeah.
Like I was here, but I wasn't here. Like I
Out
was
of body
just
experience.
trying to get work done, get through the day, and go back home. And then that's where I would kind of sit in my thoughts, really. Or even at lunch, my office door would be closed, and I would just kind of have to find ways to distract myself, so that one, I wouldn't cry, and two, it just didn't affect my mood for the rest of the day. But whenever somebody would come and ask me for something or needed something to get done, the switch came up, and it was like they wouldn't have known anything was wrong.
Absolutely.
And that's like a superpower because I know exactly what she's saying.
So about you, Prince?
Yeah, same thing for me. I think that I can hide it, but at the same time, people catch it because I'm human, right? So sometimes it be on my face. Like you called me out today, and I was reflecting on like what I got to do for my own company. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't even like here. You get what I'm saying? And Q was like, "What's up, man? What you thinking about?" You know what I'm saying? So for me, yes, I can mask it. How do I mask it? I don't know. It's like I got to put on my big boy shoes. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is. Like for men, it's like we feel like we can take the world on our shoulders, and I would say that I mastered that to an extent. Is it beneficial? In some cases, yes. In some cases, no.
So
But
which one is detrimental to you? What type of relationship? Friend, family, significant other, business? What?
For me, I would say it's my relationship with myself. I like self-sabotage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I overthink to the point where I feel like I'm gonna be real. Like, I feel like I'm capable, but I'm also, like, stagnant or I'm hesitant with certain things. Because I overthink, I reconsider a lot of things. And it's like I would go back to the drawing board a lot. And I would feel like I have to keep finding the foundation, but the foundation is already there, and not move to the next step.
Are you afraid to fail?
I won't say I'm afraid to fail. I'm definitely not afraid to fail. I think, I know for sure it's this stagnant or this hesitation that I do have with myself.
So it's like okay, I'm gonna do it. No, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. All right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it today.
so it's like okay, I'm gonna do it, and how do I say this? It's like okay, I'm gonna do it, and time go by and I don't think about doing it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then I self-sabotage myself because it was like I didn't act on them. You know what I'm saying? I didn't act on what I thought about doing. You know what I'm saying?
And then you beat yourself
Then
up
I
because you
beat
feel like
right
you should
and then,
have.
exactly. Then I
Yeah.
beat myself because like I should have. So for me, my relationship, right, based off what you're saying, it's my relationship with myself, right? So it's like me versus me. Any relationship that I dealt with, yes, I have had moments where it did show in like any environment that I'm in, but I definitely developed this critical thinking to where I don't, like I just don't try like I don't try to like bring it in, and I'm gonna give it, I guess my grade, like I'm gonna give it like 80%. I'm not 100% at that, but I can't say like any relationship outside of like my relationship with myself, I do my best to like smile through it,
Yeah.
and just keep it pushing. I feel like that's what we all have to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what it is? What you got for us? You next?
I think from just years of trauma, and being in like survival mode and being a single mom, you don't really have you're not given the opportunity to cry but for so long. So when things happen,
You don't let them see you cry.
no, I just hurry up and try to like wipe the tears, and I just keep it pushing. A lot of y'all wouldn't even know, but like even when I started working here, my daughter was pretty much kidnapped by her father. And so I had to like go back and forth to court. He wouldn't give the address of where he like placed her. I was dealing with a lot, but nobody would have ever known that I was dealing with that.
Yeah.
I've just learned that my problems are my problems, and me coming into an atmosphere where other people have their own things that they're dealing with, and they have their own personalities. I can't come into your space to bring my negative energy and ruin what you have going on. That's not fair.
Right.
So I've just learned to check myself at the elevator, check myself before I exit the car, and just being mindful. Even if someone asks me, for something and I'm not feeling it at that moment, before I even exit the office, I'm just gonna, all right, get it together. When you go out there, just, talk nice. You just have to, like, really just prepare yourself for certain things like that. Yeah, and it's not easy, but I guess from just, again, from years of having to mask and to do it, it just comes with it.
So yours is your family.
Family, yeah, pretty much family. Even losses, grief. I lost my dad last November, Thanksgiving morning, and it's just out of sight, out of mind. Keep it pushing. I don't have time to sit and
So
dwell on
yours
it.
is family, his is self, and yours is a relationship, like significant other. I don't have that y'all got. Never had it. My stuff is on my shoulders. I wear it on my shoulders and I wear it proud. And I can't hide how I feel. I can't hide nothing. If any of my bosses tick me off, you should probably just let me walk off. Cause I don't know how to not voice me. You know what I'm saying? And if I don't, it actually messes with my health. So, I have a lot of mental illnesses that I deal with, but they conflict with one of my things that scare me the most. So, like, I can have a seizure right now. I can die. I have them due to me being too overwhelmed.
Okay.
So if I just let it out, I'm not gonna have a situation.
Right.
But if I keep taking these situations and I keep putting in the cubicle, after a while that cubicle is gonna be too full and it's gonna overflow, and then boom, I'm gonna be overwhelmed and I'm gonna have an attack, and uh, so yeah, that it affects me when I have them and I have to go back and return to the real world
Okay.
because I have to act like I'm good and I'm not
Okay.
because knowing that I've had a lot of close life calls, like where I almost died too many times, and I'm just like, at this point, I'm just playing Russian roulette. Like I'm just like, God, it won't be up there yet, and I joke about it, but it's like I don't really think he really want me up there yet because I've had too many, like to the points where it's like, am I being saved or am I being punished or something? I don't really know. So it messes with me mentally, and then it scares me the fact that I'm gonna hurt everybody around me because I'm a people person. I build bonds with so many people. I know if I die right now, it'll affect Pootie. If I die right now, it'll affect you. If I die right now, it'll affect Prince. Affect my wife, my kids.
Absolutely.
And I have no control over it. That's what makes me mad.
But it's
like-
the memories, though, the good memories that outweigh that.
No, that part that got me. I'm locked in with that. It's just the fact that I have no control. So when I listen to everything that y'all say, y'all have control of making a decision. I don't.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just best for me to just be completely out there with what I am and how I am. If I'm mad, I'm mad. Y'all gonna know. If I'm sad, I'm sad. Y'all gonna know. Because if I hold it in and I do this thing that most human beings do, is I'm gonna put this away and I'm gonna deal with it later. I'm gonna put this away. I'm gonna deal with it later, and then don't. And then after a while, you explode. Y'all have that ability to explode in tears or mad or anger. I explode and I'm about to die.
Yeah.
So it's just not fair. So like,
Do you journal?
huh?
Do you journal?
No, cause I got ADD and ADHD. So it's like it's no time. It's like
You start.
like and then when I'm on Adderall, I'm like I'm tweaking. I'm like, all right, I gotta edit. I gotta do something. Like it's there is no happy medium for that. That's why I really wanted to ask that because I know how much it affects a person. I've seen someone take, let's say, of their relationships and endure so much and they end up in like a crazy home because they have locked all of those emotions in for so long, and then they finally came out and it came out at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? Like most murders and most incidents and most happens because someone
Went too far.
like
Yeah.
Or they just
perfect example. You know them
them
college incidents with them with and I'm not saying white kids because it's been all types of type of kids that's doing this, where a person been bullied and they just enduring it, and then after a while they snap.
Yeah.
And then y'all shocked that he went and shot at the whole school. Like I can't. It's hard for me to have certain sympathy for certain things like that because y'all knew what was happening to that person.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, so a lot of people endure so much and then don't know how to speak up. Like, if Q is getting treated a certain kind of way by his bosses for so long, and he been taking it for years on years and years, and then he get to his fed up point, he gonna lose his job. So it's like a human endures so much. And like I'm not gonna lie, I envy y'all. Like I'm like, dang, y'all have the ability to do that. Me, if my wife did something to me, hey, I need to talk to you real quick. And I'm talking to her. Like we gotta talk about it right now. I can't talk about it later. I can't wait till tomorrow because I'm gonna use the same technique that Prince is doing, overly thinking, and that's what it basically is. You overly think about something, and you overly think about it, and you frustrated, and you don't have the answers. If you don't get the answers, then boom, something happens.
But this didn't come just overnight. It came with retraining. You have to like really retrain your mind to want to do things and have a different outcome. It's not a snap of a finger. 100%. It's really a practice, a daily freaking practice.
Oh, yeah.
Even when like negative thoughts come and having to immediately turn those negative thoughts into positive thoughts. I only learned that because of how dedicated I was into my church. And I was, it was preached to us. Anytime you get a negative thought, just automatically know that's from the devil. And hurry up and just switch.
So church was your outlet?
Church was how I healed. I went into ministry full-time for a year after 2018. Just a lot of stuff happened. And I just dedicated myself to ministry because I tried mental health. I tried to go the route of going to the hospital and saying, hey, I'm not feeling like myself. And when I did that, the person of opposite skin color, they were like, well, we need to keep you for a couple days, do an evaluation on you. And I'm like, lady, I got kids at daycare. I got food I need to cook. Maybe I can meet you in your office tomorrow.
I had a healthy thing. With like I when I was boxing and when I was in the gym, that was my outlet. Okay. For some reason, when you work out,
it's not
you mad.
That's what
you
is.
And then like you be back good, but it's not because of the jobs that we have. It is when you get off work, Ma, where you want to go? Home. After you go home and you didn't change in the shower, where you about to go?
To bed.
In your bed. You about to turn on some Netflix and enjoy it and have your time. You do not feel like going to the gym or going to and it's crazy because I know I need to. I know I need to go back and get it. If I go back and I get into boxing, that means I'll be able to release a lot of tension and I got built up because I'll be so mad and I'm so used to just snapping and reacting. And now I don't got that ability. So now it's like all of that tension. Like you got to understand, there is an animal in every man. It's
Why
just
don't you have that ability? Is it because of your schedule?
Oh, my schedule is jacked.
So then we have to carve that out because at the end of the day, self-care is what's most important and you can't burn yourself out.
Let them know.
Go ahead and talk that talk, man. But yeah, I said what I had to say. I said my piece. I had the pleasure of having amazing people on this amazing podcast. I'm going to let my guy, Prince Lamar, in that jump. Go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna close out on that. Again, this is That Side Podcast. I would, based off of everything that we said, I would say to everybody who's watching and tuned in, our Metal Labs community, be mindful, right, of the people that you come across because they look like me and you, right? And we don't know what everybody's going through, but we have to be mindful and understand that everybody has something, Absolutely. And we should definitely like channel within ourselves to just be polite, be kind, be loving. And even if you can't do that, I would just say still be mindful and just, you can go in your bubble, right? You don't have to always include yourself into like people's lives, but just simply be mindful and navigate through that, right? Because we all are going through something and we don't want to have to deal with, like altercations, confrontation, whatever the case may be, right? That person could look like me. That person could look like you, anybody, Absolutely. Right? So, yeah, that's all I want to say. Be mindful to that. And again, this is That Side Podcast. It's your boy, Prince Lamar. We got Mama, you know what I'm saying? We got, tell me your name again. What's up?
Shantae.
Come on now. We got Shantae. We got
Big Shantae. Don't forget it.
We got Miguel.
Big gangster.
And yeah, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, share.
Hey man, and do me a favor, give your neighbor a hug. They may need it.
Yes.
Peace out.